Toledo is a city of many neighborhoods, backgrounds, and cultures. And right now, an organization is working to recognize those who settled here in the Glass City more than 100 years ago and helped make the area what it is today. We're joined by Kwiatkowski from the Toledo Polish Genealogical Society and artist Dean Davis. Gentlemen, thanks for being here today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So usually we're talking about the Polish culture with you. This time we're broadening it a little bit, and Eastern Europeans, because it makes up a huge population of Toledo, right?
It does. Little known facts, and when from the period of 1890 to 1920, the population of Toledo multiplied 4 times because of the European immigration that took place in this city. And what we're trying to get done today for the mural is to recognize those individuals that gave up their country to find a new country, to find prosperity, whether it be the Poles, the Germans, the Swiss, the Irish,
the Hungarians,
Hungarians, thank you, the Greeks, because they made what Toledo is today. You have industrialists that claim that they made Toledo, but it was our fathers, our grandfathers, our Bushas and our Jajas that came to this country, that built the communities, that laid the streets, that built the churches, and we need to recognize them. Right now in the city of Toledo, there is nothing in public art that recognizes them.
Okay.
And with
Dean wants to change this.
And Dean wants to change this.
Dean's you've been leaving your mark all over, which has been fantastic, by the way. All the murals that you've been doing. We've talked with you about your projects. I know Veterans Glass City Skyway you've been working on most recently. What made you say, hey, I want to get involved in this and do this mural?
I honestly think it's the core of what public art should be doing. You know, telling a story about a community. And telling it from the roots of what it lives like right now. Ironically, I grew up in the Hungarian neighborhood, and I knew that back in the 80s, how powerful that culture meant to them, just being there in the 80s. And we've kind of like gotten away from that. We've seen the festivals kind of die out a little bit, and I think by doing this mural, we're kind of giving that back to a statement that's going to last another 20 years, at least that.
We're looking at a mock-up here of what we want this to look like.
Yeah.
And you want to do this on LaSalle Cleaners, right?
Correct, yes. And if you look at the mural, it's the story of their travel. If you, from left to right, you see them saying goodbye to their country. You see them arriving at the port that's going to take them to America, and they're buying their ticket for the trip. They see the Statue of Liberty in the background. You see it right now. And then they arrive at Ellis Island, and they get their ticket to Toledo, a train ticket to Toledo. And then they are met by their sponsors, family, friends in Toledo. And when I look at that mural, I see my family. And when you look at that mural, you might be German. I want you to see your family, because that's what the mural tells. It tells the story of your family. And hopefully this community of Toledo helps us and gets it done.
Yeah, well, you're gonna get started on it. You said you might hopefully have enough cash to get things started, but we need some more. So we're looking for folks who want to support this effort, because as you said, it's your ancestors, it's your great-grandparents, grandparents, who are those people.
I don't care if you're Hungarian, I don't care if you're German, if you're Pole, tells the story.
This is, Dean, what has it been like working on all of these all over town and having this inspiration?
I think it's done exactly what I was hopeful for, and that's land a story by not individually telling an individual story, but it gives everyone the ability to kind of reflect on themselves. So when we were doing the Glass City Veterans Project, we had so many people reach out and want to dedicate an individual for that pier, but that in itself is exactly what this project is all about. And the Eastern European project, this mural, is exactly what that's doing. It's making you reflect on yourself. It's making outsiders that tour Toledo understand what roots we really have here. And that's our culture. And we have to tell that by ourselves. Like, we can't bring in an outside artist from another city to tell that. We have to tell that from local artists and local storytellers.
Yeah, and we want to keep those memories and those details alive, don't we?
And what's really, how this all happened is LaSalle Cleaners are European immigrants.
Yeah.
Gary's grandfather who is Polish, built that building. And when we approached him and said, we'd like to put the mural on your building, he said, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
It's probably emotional, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it was like meant to be.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, kismet there.
That's right.
So if people want to help support this effort, how do they do that? send the checks,
Send
right?
the check.
That's right. Dean Davis. It's DEAN. Write to me directly.
Actually, they can send a check to the Toledo Polish Genealogical Society. They can send a check to me. I don't know if you have the information of where to send it, but if you go to the Toledo Polish Genealogical Society, you can find me and get a hold of me and contact me. We're working with the assistance of the Toledo Community Foundation.
Okay.
So the contribution that they make has to be made in order to them,
Okay.
paid to the order of the Toledo Community Foundation, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And then it's kind of technical so that we make sure, because they're funding all the work that
All
Dean
of
is
them,
doing.
all of the murals.
So it has to be on the memo line, 100 pieces of art, Eastern European mural.
Okay, but
We've done pretty good with that, dividing and making sure that this project has its specific lane that it's being funded by. And everyone over at that organization has done an amazing job by making sure that this funding goes directly to this mural.
where they want to go. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for being
Thanks
here
for
for this.
having
I
us.
can't wait to see it when it's
Yeah,
done,
it's
for
gonna be
sure.
great.
Yeah.